and why and how maybe what happened today in Canada could eventually become an issue in a couple of weeks when folks go to vote. What do you think, Sabrina?
Look, if you look at the polling, after the economy, people are concerned mostly about health care. They're concerned about terrorism and the threats of Ebola. ISIS. These are a lot of really scary stories right now, and at a time when it's usually hard to motivate voters to go to the polls in midterm elections, this is going to probably shake things up a little bit. And we know that the good news for Republicans is that they seem to have a 22-point margin over Democrats when it comes to who's better equipped to protect the country, a 10-point margin in terms of who's better equipped to deal with international crises. So this could really tip the scales a little bit for the GOP.
What do you think of that, Lisa?
Well, actually, I absolutely agree with Sabrina. And I think right now Americans are facing a lot of uncertainty and fear, especially when it comes to ISIS and terrorism. And what happened today in Canada and the attack on Monday only really exacerbate those fears. And as Sabrina pointed out, what the polls show us is that Americans do see ISIS as an imminent threat. And what the polls also show us is they don't feel that President Obama is leading and they don't trust him to lead. So ultimately, that's going to bleed over to Democrats, and it's going to hurt them this election. And as Sabrina also pointed out, it's not just ISIS. It's the economy and other big issues that voters don't trust Democrats or President Obama to lead on.
You might be right, but I can also remember, maybe because I'm so old, and Sabrina, you can help me with this, when Jimmy Carter had the failed hostage rescue mission to get the Iranian, those Americans who were held in Iran. When that helicopter crashed in the desert and everything, I do distinctly remember there was a wave of support and understanding to President Carter. But then as people factored this out and realized the frustration, oh my God, those guys are still held captive there, and this was a failed mission, and we look like fools, there was a reassessing period. And I don't remember how long it took, but now we're talking a couple of weeks before the election, not even, and I'm wondering if this does register at all. In other words, that it just equals out and all these other issues you talked about become primary and not, for the time being, terror.
Well, I actually think that you're making a point, and there's a parallel here with the Obama administration. Look, they're the ones who, in effect, captured Osama bin Laden. There was a sense that maybe they were in control. But I think, as Lisa pointed out, there seems to be entirely a lack of leadership right now. We don't see the president coming out and saying that we're at war with radical Islam. We don't get a sense that they really have a handle on Ebola and what the plan is. There seems to be a lot of political posturing. And people want to feel that the president is in charge, that his administration is taking the necessary steps to keep all of us safe. And that's what's really missing from the conversation.
Lisa, I wonder if Republicans are to make big gains, and polls indicate they're certainly going to build on their lead in the House. Who knows, they could take the Senate. Are they just interpreting that the wrong way, that it's not so much people love Republicans as much as they really are not big fans of Democrats right now, or more to the point, the president? So could Republicans risk misplaying this?
I don't think they can risk misplaying it.
They have before, they have before. That's a
I'm not doubting that, but I think what you picked up on is the most important, and I think Americans are really concerned about President Obama. I think we faced some very big issues even over the past year alone, and President Obama has continued to lead from behind. And as Sabrina pointed out, a recent AP poll, I think it came out today, showed that Americans are very concerned about Ebola. And the problem with that is President Obama continues to lead with a political foot. And we just saw that with his selecting of the Obama czar. He went with someone who was a former chief of staff to Vice President Biden instead of someone that actually has a knowledge and expertise over the issue. So we keep seeing President Obama lead with his political foot.
I know what you're saying, but you could have said that about President Bush's bird flu advisor. I mean, but I hear what you're saying, that this is just a compilation of fears.